Okay guys, this is the exercise on page 68, part 5 and 6. Okay, the very first thing that you have to do is to find the clue from the question. From the clue you will know what pattern to use. Once you have known the pattern, remember that you start from the subject. Okay, find the subject and you start from the subject, and then follow the order of the pattern. Okay, now I'm going to discuss number 1 first. Number 1, have a look. You can find wasn't so much. That's the clue. Wasn't so much. If you guys look at the pattern, look at number 4, you can find this one, not so much. Yeah, this is the pattern that you have to use to answer number 1. Let me copy it here. Let's start from the subject, guys. In the question, the subject has been given, I. Yeah, that's the subject. And then wasn't so much. That's part of the question. It's already given. Okay. And then blank. What do you have to do in the blank? Guys, follow the pattern. Right after wasn't so much, you have to find the first adjective. Where is the first adjective? Here in the brackets. Yeah, this is what you have to put. Let's put it here. Disappointed in Paris. And then S. Then the next adjective. Underwhelmed. That's it, guys. That is the answer. Okay, let me delete this one. Let's go to number 2. Okay, for number 2, find the clue. The clue is given, guys. It's here. Rather, that's the clue. Let's check the pattern. Rather means you have to use number 4. Have a look. Second pattern. Subject, verb, adjective, rather than adjective. That is the pattern that you have to use. Yeah, based on the clue. The clue is rather. It means you have to use rather than. Okay, let's start from the subject. What is the subject? The subject is Rome. The verb is. Then first adjective rather than second adjective. The first adjective is given, Bohemian. The second adjective is conservative. Let's put it here. Personally, I'd say Rome is Bohemian. Rather is not complete. Make it complete. Rather than. And then conservative. That's it. That's the answer. Bohemian is the first adjective. Conservative is the second adjective. That is the answer for number 2. Any question, guys? None? Okay, I'll continue. Look at number 3. What is the clue to know which pattern to use? This one, less, less. Less, less. Double comparative. It means you have to use this one, the gradual increase pattern. More and more is used when a quality is increasing over time. However, guys, less and less is used when a quality is decreasing over time. Okay. Wait, let me copy the pattern. Bitcoin is becoming more and more expensive. That's the pattern, the sample. Have a look. Bitcoin is the subject. Here it becomes truly unspoiled land. That's the subject. Right after that, the verb is and then become is in the blank. You have to put it here, but you cannot just put it is become. Yeah, the tense is wrong. Okay, it should be is becoming. So guys, you have to put the verb become into becoming. Yeah, that's what you have to do, and then continue. We do not use more and more. Instead, we use less and less, and then the adjective common. That's it. That's the answer. Any question for number 3?
No, sir.
Okay. Number 4. For number 4, guys, the clue is this one, such. Let's take a look at the note. Such. Okay. For such, guys, there are 2 patterns. One is with as, the other one is with that. How to know which pattern to use? You need to know the meaning. Okay. Let's take this one. Let's use the first pattern here, and then we'll check. Let's start from the subject. The subject is it. The verb is was. Right after that, you have to use such. Okay, such is taken from the brackets, and then the adjective, and then the noun. Noisy is the adjective. Hostile is the noun. Put it here. However, guys, remember that if the noun is singular, have a look. If the noun is singular, you have to use article e before the adjective. Look at the example here. Such a diligent student. A diligent student. For this one, it becomes such a noisy hostile. Don't forget to put the article e before the adjective. If you forget, you are wrong. Okay, and then you have 2 options. Either using as or using that. Here, we have to use that because we need the meaning jadi. Look at the meaning. It was such a noisy hostel that blah blah blah. Itu hotel yang berisik, jadi saya nggak bisa tidur. That's the meaning. Okay, that's why we have to use that. This is number 4. Any question? None? Okay, I will continue to number 5. Okay, find the clue for number 5. There is a clue, guys. This is the clue. S. Yep. Have a look. The word S is after the verb, right? Proc wasn't S. Let's check the pattern. Okay, this one, guys. We have to use this pattern because the position of S is right after the verb. Have a look. S is after the verb. It's the same like number 5, right? Okay, let's put it here. Let's start with the subject. Proc, the verb wasn't, and then S. That's the clue. Continue the pattern. Adjective, noun. What is the adjective? Here in the brackets. This is the adjective, and then this is the noun, place. Let's put it here. Romantic. Look at the example above. If the noun is singular, you have to use article, or an. Look at the word place. That's singular. It means you have to use a. Yeah, you have to put the article a between adjective and the noun, and then you put the noun, place. Continue. S, and then I was expecting. That's it. This is the answer. It wasn't as romantic a place as I was expecting. Question? None? Okay, let me continue to number 6. Number 6, find the clue. Yeah, that's what we have to do. Poland is still okay. This one, guys, more. That's the clue. And then have a look. Agricultural is adjective. Urban is also adjective. It means, guys, we compare two adjectives. When we compare two adjectives, it means we have to use pattern number 4. This one, guys. Yeah, we compare two adjectives. Urban, agricultural. It means we have to use pattern number 4. And you need to find the pattern which uses more. Take a look. We have to use the first pattern because the first pattern has more. The pattern has the word more in it, right? So guys, use the pattern. Let's start from the subject. The subject is Poland. The verb is still. Use the pattern more. Okay, this is taken from the word in the brackets. And then first adjective, it's also in the brackets, guys. Agricultural. Then we continue with then, and that's part of the pattern. And then the second adjective already given, yeah, urban. Okay, that's it. This is the answer. Poland is still more agricultural than urban. Question. Okay, let's continue. Number 7, guys. What is the clue? The clue is this one. The more. From the what the more, we know that we have to use the first pattern, the parallel increase. The more, it's the earlier here. Wait, let me copy the pattern and put it here. Okay, let's put it here, guys. The more, this is the comparative. Subject verb, the subject is you, the verb is travel. Yeah, that's the subject and the verb. Comma, don't forget, yeah, you have to use comma here. Comma has been given. Continue the pattern, the comparative subject verb. Let's use it. Yeah, use this one, the words in the brackets. The more cultured, that's the comparative subject. The subject is not given, guys. Yeah, you have to put it yourself. Take a look. We use you as the subject here. We also use you here. Now this is the subject, and then the verb is become, already given. That's it. The more you travel, the more cultured you become. This is the answer for number 7. The comparative subject verb, the comparative subject verb. Any question? None? Okay. Let's continue to number 8. What is the clue for number 8? It's given, guys. Such. Such. It means we have to use pattern number 3, yeah, for such. There are 2 patterns, but I'll just take one. Oops. Okay. This is the pattern for such, but later we do not know whether we have to use as or that. Yeah, you need to look at the meaning to know which one to use. Okay, let's start from the subject. The subject is Berlin. The verb is wasn't. Then we use such. And then adjective noun. Expensive is the adjective. City is the noun. Have a look. If the noun is singular, you have to use the article. Because city, Berlin is singular, city is also singular, it means you have to use a. Don't forget to use the article because the noun is singular. Then put the adjective, expensive. And then put the noun, city. Continue. I thought it would be. It means we have to use as. That's it, guys. This is the answer. Berlin wasn't such. Sorry. We do not use a, but we have to use an, because expensive is an adjective. and the first letter is vowel, yeah. E, expensive, expensive. We have to use an. Be careful with it, guys. Berlin wasn't such an expensive city as I thought it would be. That's it. That is number 8. Any question? None? Okay. Then let's continue to part 6. Guys, the way to do it is the same. The way to do part 6 is the same, yeah. What you have to do is, again, find the clue. From the clues, we know what pattern to use. Yeah, there are 4 patterns: number 1, number 2, 3, and 4. And then you start from the subject. Okay. Look at number 1. Vienna is the most delightful city Vienna is the most delightful city I've ever visited. You have to use as. This is the clue of the pattern you have to use. Okay, your job here is to rewrite the sentence using the given word. However, guys, the meaning should be the same as the question. Okay. I've never visited as. Okay, you have to use as here. It means you have to use as, adjective, noun, as. That's why this is the answer. As. Delightful is the adjective. City is the noun. And then as. Okay, now let's continue to number 2. The clue is and. Which pattern uses and? Which pattern uses and? Number 2, yeah. Gradual increase. Comparative and comparative. Okay, that's the example of the pattern. Fatter and fatter. This is gradual increase, guys. We use gradual increase to tell others that something keeps changing. Yeah, keeps increasing or keeps decreasing. It depends. Okay, something keeps changing slowly over time. There is a clue. Take a look at this one. Increasingly. That's the clue that something keeps changing, right? Okay, have a look. It's getting is taken back here. And then to find a cheap B&B. B&B means bed and breakfast, yeah. It's a hostel, okay. It's another way for a hostel, a cheap hotel. That's B&B. It's also taken here. What is missing? This one, increasingly hard. It means you have to put that one, increasingly hard, in the blank, but you have to use and. Yeah, that's the clue. And you have to put it in the blank. Okay, let's use the pattern. It is getting. Comparative and comparative. What is the adjective used here in the question? Hard. Put it into comparative and comparative, it becomes it's getting harder and harder. That's it. That's the result. We use and we use the adjective hard taken from the question above. That is number 2. Any question, guys? From here we know we have to use pattern number 2, yeah, the gradual increase. And then there is also another clue, increasingly hard. Increasingly, it means this keeps changing slowly over time. That's why we use pattern number 2, gradual increase. Question? None? Okay, if there is no question, then I'll go to number 3. Number 3, guys, the clue is more. Plus this one, the further away you travel, subject verb. From here we know that we have to use first pattern, guys, parallel increase, the comparative subject verb, the comparative subject verb. Yeah, this is the pattern we have to use. Wait, yeah. The further away you travel. This is the comparative, this is the subject, and this is the verb. It's very clear that we have to use the first pattern. Yeah, your job is to complete the sentence. Okay, wait. Have a look. The further away they travel from home has been taken here, yeah. Okay, and then what is missing? This one is missing. People suffer greater homesickness. It means you have to put it here in the blank. Guys, subject verb has been given. Yeah, subject verb has been given. Let's put it here. You get. That's the subject and also the verb. It means the comparative is missing. Your job is to put the comparative in the blank. People suffer greater homesickness. What is the comparative that we have to use? Remember, comparative is comparative of adjective here. What's the adjective taken from the question? People is not an adjective. Suffer is a verb, not an adjective. Greater, that is an adjective, but that's not what we need to put in the blank. Homesickness is a noun, but that's what we need to put in the blank. Look at the meaning. Semakin jauh kamu pergi, semakin homesickness means kangen rumah. Semakin kangen rumah. Semakin jauh kamu pergi, semakin kamu kangen rumah. That's what you have to put in the blank. Homesickness. But homesickness is a noun. You have to put it into adjective, but put it into comparative degree. It becomes the more homesick. Okay, that's the answer. The more homesick. Homesick is the adjective. The more, because homesick is 2 syllables, we have to use the more. That's it. That's the answer. The further away you travel, the more homesick you get. Students usually make a mistake by, taking the noun directly into the blank, which is wrong. Remember, we need adjective, not a noun. Okay? Comparison is comparison of adjective, not comparison of noun. That is number 3. Any question? None? Okay. Let's continue to number 4. For number 4, the clue is given, guys. Rather. That's the clue. Let's take the pattern. Rather means you have to use rather than. Pattern number 4, second one. Let's put it here. Okay, have a look, guys. She described the landscape as being is taken here. Next, picturesque has been taken here. And this one, more surreal than, hasn't been used. It means you have to put it here. Okay. Let's take this one. She described the landscape as being this is the subject and the verb. Okay. Now the first adjective, guys, is actually missing. That's what you have to put in the blank. Plus you have to use rather than, because that's the clue. Rather becomes rather than. The second adjective has been given, picturesque. Picturesque means it looks like a picture. Yeah, that's what it means. Okay, picturesque means it looks like a picture, while surreal means very real. Okay, it's very clear, yeah, that we have to use the adjective in the blank that's missing, and the adjective that you have to use is surreal. That's it. That's the answer. More surreal than has to be put in the blank, but we do not need more. We do not need than. What we need is only the adjective surreal. Rather becomes rather than. Picturesque is the second adjective. Okay, that is number 4. Any question? None? Okay. Let's continue to number 5. Number 5, the clue is very clear. We have to use such. Let me take the pattern. Such. Okay. The subject has been given it. The verb has been given was. It was. Wait a second. Have a look. We decided not to stay in the hotel has been put here. We decided not to stay in the hotel. What is missing? What hasn't been taken? Wait, the subject and the verb it was has been taken as well. It means this one, so expensive, hasn't been used, and you have to put it here in the blank. Sorry guys, what I copy is as here. It has to be such. Such. Okay. It is the subject, was is the verb. In the blank, first we have to use such. That's what we have to use. Then adjective noun. Adjective noun. What is the adjective? This is the adjective, expensive. Put it here. It was such expensive. We need to know the noun. What is expensive? If you look at the sentence, guys, the question, we decided not to stay in the hotel. It means we are talking about the hotel. Yeah, the one which is expensive is the hotel. Don't forget, the hotel is singular. It means you have to use an article, an, because expensive starts with a vowel. It was such an expensive hotel. Wait. It was such an expensive hotel. You have two options, as or that. Look at the meaning. This is a result. We decided not to stay there, so we have to use that. That we decided not to stay there. That's the answer, guys. Such an expensive hotel that. Hotel is singular. There is only one hotel. It means you have to put an article, a or an. We have to use an because expensive starts with a vowel. Yeah, the sound of expensive starts with a vowel. It means you have to use an. This is number 5. Any question? None? Okay, then I will continue. Number 6. You have to use not. And you cannot find the clues here, yeah, which pattern to use, but from the meaning, guys, we know what to use. Look at the sentence. The itinerary was less daunting than it looked at first. From here, we know that we have to use, wait guys, the question doesn't give you the clue, but here the answer, part of the answer gives you the clue. We have to use as here, as it looked at first. For this one, guys, there are 2 patterns that we can use. If you find as here, sorry, there are 3 patterns. Okay, take a look. As and as, it means we can use as or such. The other one, is this one. Number 4, yeah, pattern number 4, comparing two qualities, as. However, guys, if you look at the question, as it looked at first, after the word as, it looked at first, it's a sentence, it's not an adjective. But here, pattern number 4, as is followed by an adjective. It means we cannot use this pattern. Yeah, we cannot use pattern number 4. But if you look at pattern number 3, guys, as and such, after the word as, subject verb, a sentence. Yeah, it means there are two possibilities, either using as or using such. Okay, let's start from as. Let's take the pattern and put it here. Okay, wait. This is the clue, yeah? As it looked at first, are the same. The itinerary has been taken as well here. This one, less daunting than, hasn't been used. It means you have to put it here in the blank. Remember, less means negative, it means you have to put it into negative. Let's start. The subject is it. What is the verb? Look at the verb here. Was. Take it. It was. Remember, it is negative, so we have to use it wasn't. Yeah, not is put here. It wasn't. Next, we use as. Adjective. The adjective is daunting. Daunting is challenging, frightening, remember? And the noun is given, itinerary. Itinerary is schedule. As it looked at first. This is part of the sentence, yeah, of the answer given. Okay, guys, this is the answer. Not is taken here. Yeah, not is taken. And then you have to use as. Daunting is the adjective. Itinerary is singular. It means you have to use an article. Daunting, take a look at the word itinerary. Itinerary is singular and it starts with a vowel. It means you have to use an. Okay, that's the answer. It wasn't as daunting an itinerary as it looked at first. That's the answer for number 6. Take your time to analyze. It has been given. Less daunting that has to be put in the blank. Less is negative, it becomes not. The verb is missing. You have to put not along with the verb. It wasn't. From here, as, we know that we have to use as or such, but let's just use as. It wasn't as. And then adjective noun. The adjective is daunting, taken from the text, yeah, the question. And then don't forget the article an. And then the noun. The noun is itinerary. It has been taken. That's it. That's number 6. Question, guys. This one is a bit complicated. Yeah? None? Okay. I will continue to number 7. Okay, for number 7, you have to use that. It's very clear that there is only one pattern which uses that. Such. Yeah, that can only be used with such. It means you have to use this pattern. Such. Okay, take a look. It was unbearable. Has been given to you. It means the water was cold has to be put in the blank. Let's start with the pattern. Subject, it has been taken. It has been given. The verb is was. It has been given as well. It was. Continue. We have to use such. Yeah, continue with the pattern. Such. Adjective, noun. What is the adjective? If you look at the sentence, cold is the adjective. What is the noun? We're talking about water. That's the noun. Cold water. And then we use that. That is the clue, yeah? Continue with the rest. That it was unbearable. Do we need an article, guys? Do we need an article? Such a cold water. Do we have to put a here? No, guys, we cannot. Why? Because water is uncountable. That's why we cannot use a. That's the result. It was such cold water that it was unbearable. That is the answer for number 7. Any question? None? Okay, I'll continue to the last number. Then you can have your break time, your recess. Okay, for the last number, guys, the clue is given then. Yeah, you have to use then. Let's check the pattern. Then. Can you find the word then in parallel increase? Nope. Gradual increase? Nope. As and such? Nope. But here, pattern number 4, we can find the word then. Yeah, there are 2 patterns. First pattern has then. Second pattern, rather than. There is also a word then. Okay, it means it's up to you whether you want to use this pattern or this pattern rather than. It's up to you. Yeah, because both are used to compare 2 adjectives. This one, if you ask me, it becomes in my opinion. I'd say the sea. The sea. What is missing? This one is missing. Green, not blue. You have to put it here in the blank. The sea is green, not blue. Let's put it. The sea, that's the subject. Is the verb. Taken from here, yeah. Present simple. The sea is the subject. Is the verb. Continue with the pattern. More. More what? More green than blue. That's it. The sea is more green than blue. That's the answer. That's the first answer. If you want to use the second pattern rather than, it becomes the C. Let's start with the subject, the C, and then the verb is first adjective, green. Continue with the pattern, rather than, and then the second adjective, blue. That's it. There are two answers, up to you which one you want to use. That's it. That's number 8. There are two answers. Any question? None. Okay, is it understandable, guys? Last meeting you skipped my lesson, but I have already given you the video. It's exactly the same explanation that I gave to the other classes. Actually, you get the same explanation, yeah? And this is the explanation of how you answer the exercise. Guys, I give you homework. Open page 126. Okay, there are two parts there, part 1 and part 2. That's your homework. Do it yourself and get ready for a test. Okay, I have given you the note. I have given the explanation for the exercise. I've given you homework. After the discussion of the homework, you'll get your test. The test will be similar to the exercises you have already got. So if you are not practicing, you won't be able to do it. Okay, that is all from me.